Wirecard's story is one of ambition, deception, and downfall. From its modest beginnings in 1999 as a small payment processing company, it grew into a symbol of Germany's tech prowess by 2018, listed on the prestigious DAX 30 index. However, this meteoric rise masked a scandal that would soon engulf Europe. The narrative of Wirecard is not just about financial deceit. It's about the audacity of fraud and the systemic failures that allowed it to flourish. Wirecard's expansion in the fintech industry was rapid. Under the leadership of CEO Markus Braun, a charismatic Austrian who joined the company in 2002, Wirecard positioned itself as a beacon of innovation in the financial world. Braun, with his signature black turtleneck, drew comparisons to tech giants like Steve Jobs. He championed the idea of a cashless society, positioning Wirecard as a leader in digital payments. By 2018, Wirecard's stock price had soared, and the company was valued at over $24 billion. But behind closed doors, a different story was unfolding. The company engaged in fraudulent financial reporting, inflating revenues to maintain its facade of success. Despite warnings from journalists and analysts, Wirecard continued to hold the confidence of investors and regulators, largely due to its influential connections within Germany's financial sector. The tension escalated as Wirecard's business practices became increasingly suspicious. Analysts and journalists, notably from the Financial Times, sounded alarms about the company's financial discrepancies for years. Reports pointed to complex schemes, allegedly laundering at least 1.5 billion euros to fabricate its financial health. The Financial Times' Dan McCrum, in particular, faced intense pressure and even legal threats from Wirecard as he published investigative pieces questioning the company's financial integrity. Yet, each time, Wirecard managed to deflect scrutiny, maintaining its image as a darling of the German financial system. The company's auditors, Ernst & Young EY, consistently signed off on Wirecard's accounts despite glaring irregularities. The house of cards began to crumble in June 2020. Wirecard announced it could not verify 1.9 billion euro supposedly held in trustee accounts in the Philippines. The financial world was shocked. On June 22nd, the company admitted the funds likely never existed. This revelation came after an investigation revealed that documents confirming the existence of the accounts were forgeries. The next day, CEO Markus Braun resigned and was arrested, marking the beginning of the end for Wirecard. Braun, in his defense, claimed he was a victim of a grand scheme orchestrated by others within the company. The collapse of Wirecard was swift and devastating. By July, the company filed for insolvency, its market capitalization plummeting from 24 billion euro to near zero. Thousands of employees were affected, with over 1,500 jobs lost in the immediate aftermath. Investors, including some of Germany's most reputable banks, suffered losses running into billions. The scandal sparked a parliamentary inquiry into the systemic failures that allowed such fraud to thrive unchecked. Politicians and regulators were forced to confront uncomfortable truths about Germany's regulatory environment and its susceptibility to corporate deception. The fallout from Wirecard's fraudulent activities was profound. It exposed glaring deficiencies in financial oversight and regulation, particularly highlighting the role of BaFin, Germany's financial regulator, which failed to act on repeated warnings. BaFin's actions, or lack thereof, were scrutinized heavily. Instead of investigating Wirecard, BaFin had initially filed a criminal complaint against the journalists who were exposing the fraud, accusing them of market manipulation. The scandal revealed a toxic corporate culture at Wirecard, where profit was prioritized over ethical practices, and complex financial structures were used to obscure the truth from regulators and investors. The Wirecard scandal serves as a cautionary tale about unchecked corporate power. It underscores the necessity for robust regulatory frameworks and transparency in financial systems to prevent such frauds. The ramifications of this scandal continue to unfold, shaking the foundations of trust in financial institutions across Europe. In its wake, Germany's finance minister Olaf Scholz called for reforms, promising to overhaul the regulatory framework to prevent another Wirecard. As we reflect on Wirecard's dramatic rise and fall, one must consider the words from a New Yorker report that vividly captured this saga. The tech company Wirecard was embraced by the German elite, but a reporter discovered that the company was engaged in fraudulent behavior long before its collapse. These words serve as a stark reminder of the disconnect between Wirecard's public image and the harsh reality of its operations. The scandal has led to a reckoning within the auditing profession as well, with calls for more stringent audits and a re-examination of the role of auditors in corporate governance. In conclusion, the Wirecard scandal is not just a story of financial deceit, but a lesson in vigilance. It calls for a reassessment of how financial institutions are monitored and reminds us of the potential consequences when transparency and accountability are compromised. For the thousands of investors and employees affected, the scandal is a painful chapter, but it also serves as a catalyst for change, pushing for stronger oversight and accountability in the financial sector. As Europe grapples with the implications, the Wirecard saga remains a powerful reminder of the importance of scrutiny and the dangers of complacency in the face of corporate malfeasance.